we've done the flip. I've been told this is our U.S. conference matchup, so welcome everybody. Game 2 of our doubleheader between Cloud and kiTTYBooSwagg. Welcome
This
everybody.
is a
Hope you're having a swell opening day. Bautnemo, welcome to you officially.
yes, it's good to be here. I'm wondering how your baseball pun game is. We were
It's
loaded with them. Even the last few minutes was just we had them flying like fly balls. I don't know. I'm not
yeah,
even gonna try. I'm not the baseball person.
it would have been much stronger some years ago when I was more into baseball, but lately I'm more of an American football guy.
I gotcha. Okay, so we
So
have the opening hand for Cloud. Oh, and this is in French. Okay. We should know this well enough to know what's going on here, but I'm wondering what kind of opening hand we're thinking of here. Um, what do you like out of that opening tray, Groove?
well, out of the opening tray, I mean Lazuli bunting can be good. Anything that gives you extra eggs in OE, I think is kind of nice. Um, and the 3 food cost is less of a concern here, but you're kind of thinking if you're Cloud, what's your card access here, right? So for their
Yeah.
wetland options, they got that red-tailed hawk. Looks like they're eyeing the hummingbird. I wouldn't mind keeping the strike thrush here too. I mean, I think that's a nice, cheap forest option with a decent brown power. But then I guess if you're
Yeah.
planning on hitting the hummingbird a lot, I don't know. I'd probably keep. I think the hummingbird and the thrush, and maybe after you do some digging, you decide you don't really need the thrush, but probably hold on to it.
Yeah. I think the hummingbird is a fine play. The red-tailed hawk would have also been, I think, pretty decent. And on Kitty Boo Swag's side, neither player has a really clear, really strong wetlands option. So that's going to make this game interesting, especially the first part, as they might have to be innovative to dig and find something to get their plan set up to get started.
Yeah, I mean, Eleanor is kind of finicky, right?
Yeah,
Especially in the beginning, before when the feeder is full. Um, but again, I'm going to go back to being able to get eggs outside of activating a weak grassland. I think is a nice option. Um,
yeah. And
but
they wasted no time picking out those three that didn't include, a really well, yeah. There's no Eleanor's falcon, and the humming Anna's hummingbird goes down. And does the wagtail go down for Kitty Boo's swag? It's got to be the wagtail, right?
yeah,
In
I mean, I,
the
I go ahead.
oh, just in the forest. I almost would have put it in the wetlands just to have something there.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they're looking at uh, grabbing a couple nectar, picking up that lazuli, um,
Mm,
getting the lazuli down. Because barrows, when you have, oh well, so much for the lazuli for them anyway.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, barrows I don't mind as a little bit of a greedy keep. It's just they don't have any real use for it anytime
yeah.
soon. They gotta pick something up. So yeah, chimney swift. What do you think they're thinking here?
I think they want a cavity nest for their
Hmm,
barrows. That's what I'm pretty sure is going on here.
okay.
Um, Only to reveal another bonus card, which would have been a great pickup, but it might still be there. Maybe? No. No,
No,
that's
Cloud's
that's
none
too
of that.
strong of a deny given the Willy Wagtail can just pick that up while gaining food. So if there's good cup nest options, it's so nice to have the Willy Wagtail in some other habitat. It's just sometimes there's not. And I actually like that gray warbler much better than the chimney swift.
Yeah, right. I
There,
mean, it's a food cheaper. It saves you an egg. It also is gonna be that's egg spots for the goldeneye. That's I was gonna say egg spots for the bunting, but I guess you don't really need those with the willy and the if you get the Cassin's Finch down, I mean, you're not going to be want for egg spot. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
I'm with you there. I think
Ooh.
that's a much better option than the Swift.
Yeah, and I think a really, really clutch play just came up with the Wilson Storm Petrel with a Star Nest. Would have been dangerous to let leave there. And I think Cloud made the right choice and reset the tray with some of their extra food, only to reveal a pretty solid option of the yellow rumped warbler.
Yeah, love that. It's there lets them kind of get away from the hummingbird and giving out so much free food. Lets them pick up their own food, cycle some of these extra cards they've been getting. It's lots of egg space for that lazuli. So gotta love that pickup there. And then the carrion crow, which is full pred basically. I think since EE came out, going full pred with the carrion and the griffin vulture is probably my favorite strategy when you can pull it off. So carrion crow is kind of my maybe my second to the common goldeneye in terms of being my beloved. So nice to see that one there.
And we're gonna see a rush, it looks like. Although, yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I think this Chimney Swift is gonna go down, but it looks like Cloud is trying to rush a lazuli play before a cavity nest goes down. But I think that's what the Chimney Swift is here for.
Yeah, and I mean
it's interesting to play the Goldeneye before, like you're kind of revealing your hand. Why not play the Chimney Swift and then the Goldeneye? And I don't think they'd have enough time to really react.
Yeah, I think 99% of the time that's what you want to be doing. I mean, sometimes I think that 1% is where you actually want to exert maybe a little pressure upon your opponents, throw your little game off. I could see maybe a scenario there, but yeah, I'm with you. Why, information to your opponent is valuable, right? And so why give them information before it's necessary?
And we have a comment that play the lazuli and then just not lay eggs, right? Because the Chimney Swift's not a great card. Like I'm not a fan of it in the current meta, but that would have been pretty funny to just stall out and wait for an egg to come that doesn't.
Yeah, that's always nice, right? It's nice when you can do that, like just a scenario at that gov, right? Is where it's like if you're going, you're gonna go heavy grassland or something, but you just throw down the odd like pileated woodpecker or astrapia or whatever just to get your opponent to think eggs are coming, and it's like, no, I'm just playing this for points or EOR or something, and then I'm just gonna pivot. So
speaking of end of round, how are we looking? I guess the Chimney Swift helps with the end of round, and an impressive 5 birds going down in round 1 for kiTTYBooSwagg. So not always crazy, easy. Right? Not always easy to accomplish, even with the play another bird. Like that's pretty good. So the Chimney Swift does contribute for the end of round. 5 birds down. Now, yeah, very interesting. But 4 versus 5, like that's a pretty good start for both players.
Absolutely. Well, and 5 with a turn left. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
We need that's true.
Yeah, I don't mind now that Kitty has pulled this. That's interesting.
Wow.
You see the lyrebird with
my gosh.
With the Willy,
yes.
and then you've got the dream scenario with Willy Wagtail, right? Because there's always the concern that you reveal something, you reveal Benelli's or whatever, and you can't pick it up. But they've got the warbler. That's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, he picked a nectar. Oh, okay. Sorry, they picked a nectar, and they're just gonna trash it for a extra card. Okay, very interesting. Oh,
yeah.
There's some good pickups.
Yeah. I don't mind actually that goofy heron for Kitty, just because the one place they're weak right now is card access. I mean, I guess with the wagtail, but that's always dicey proposition.
All right, so Chimney Swift helps cinch the end of round win, and extra eggs.
And it even, I think it I can't see, it's kind of covered. Oh yeah, it looks like the last EOR too. Just if you want to throw that on there, so all these little things in favor of the Chimney Swift.
All right. I'll apologize to the Chimney Swift. It's a good play. It's a good bird. It deserves to be here. And it's in a very helpful spot right now to increase the food access. So that's pretty good because there's no other food gaining opportunities. Yeah. Okay. So this lyrebird, absolutely crazy to go down because you can reset the tray now by copying. Oh, what's more important than copying the wagtail is copying the Chimney Swift and moving it to another habitat. That's what we need here.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, well, yeah, you could. What can you really copy though, other than there's nothing to copy at this point.
Well, I don't have the achievement yet, which you get when you move the lyrebird to another habitat.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think I do either.
So that's pretty much the only real useful situation here. Is getting that achievement, but it's in a prime spot, not copying the Swift, copying the wagtail. But once again, we see value coming out of the Swift, which was not expected. So maybe the Swift will be the MVP of this game, and I'll eat my words. So
I hope so. That would be. I mean, how often do you get to see a Swift MVP? Really?
Yeah.
Nice little opening day surprise when the dude batting 8th in the lineup has the walk-off homer or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting. I like Magpie Lark. The other thing I like is Cloud is loaded up with eggs and can easily load up with a lot more. Yeah, not copying, which is totally fine to be copying the wagtail. Oh, interesting. Yeah, solid plays. Solid bird showing up. I love double play birds. I think I used to kind of sleep on them thinking, oh, that's not really that much value, but it's really fantastic. Okay, so we've just had pretty solid birds showing up here and there sprinkled in. So who do you think's got the best advantage, the best setup so far between Cloud and kiTTYBooSwagg?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at their boards and what's in their hands, and and I got to pick between them. I mean, I'd rather take Cloud setup. Just that, being able to, they don't have to go wetland ever again, right? So, So yeah, anytime you can, limit yourself to two habitats. There you go. There's a new word, everybody. Meme that. It's a habitat when you have a a monster habitat going. Perfect. So I'm out of practice. That's the thing. I haven't done commentary in 537 years. So
I know it's been probably at least that long for me, and honestly, both players have a really, really good setup. I think the ceiling is a little higher with the lyrebird, yellow-rumped warbler combo. It's going to give so much card access. Eventually, though, I think Cloud might not be so limited on eggs because of I might be mixing up my players, but the Lazuli extra egg and the Barrows Goldeneye extra egg might carry them, but there's going to come a time in the end game when kiTTYBooSwagg's going to need to activate their grasslands, and it might not be very strong as it stands right now. And another reset power is popping up, so the Royal Spoonbill is here.
That's what we've all been waiting for. Everybody, it's been the Royal Spoonbill.
Yes. Yeah, I don't really know if I saw that coming. It kind of just went down, but I think they're looking for something to either advance the habitat, get extra cards down by ditching eggs or nectar. Maybe they're just gonna risk it and reset the tray, look for those great star power or big point birds with a stick nest, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, right? It's 3 points on their fishery. So I noticed too they're kind of hanging on to that. They're hanging on to that chaffinch, and so if they opt to throw that down at some point,
that's true.
The extra cards.
Yeah, so we have Wagtail that missed on 2 platform nests that show up, and this is just crazy that by gaining food, Cloud can take advantage of the great birds that are popping up. So yeah, I think what would make this. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna agree. Cloud's really got a strong setup going. You add that Clark's to it, that's gonna pick you up an extra point most of the time. Or should you need an extra food, you want to spend it that way. Cool. So yeah, this is I really like how their board is shaping up.
Yeah, I think that lyrebird is going to be good. But honestly, having a strong food setup and that Eurasian collared dove probably guarantees nectar win for the grasslands habitat. And yeah, I think kiTTYBooSwagg also is going to be already kind of wanting eggs here, which is why they moved that chimney swift down. They probably want to get this red cockaded woodpecker as one of their next birds. So yeah, I think eggs. Oh, but they don't have any turns left after this, and they have 2 nectars, so they're kind of in a. Yeah, there we go. Eggs are already a problem. Relying on eggs from your opponent. See, kiTTYBooSwagg discarded an egg earlier this round or last round to draw an extra card. And I just don't know if that was the right move in an egg scarce game where you're relying on those pink powers and the lazuli bunting. So that might be throttling them here for their tempo. And are they going to lose their 2 nectars?
No. They got the collared dove number.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But still, I'd rather play a bird than give 2 nectars to my collared dove.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, of course, at this point. I mean, 2 nectar going grassland, is going to take you from a loss to a win in that column for now. So, you're still getting great value out of that nectar, but
yeah. And Cloud has played their hand very well in delaying the eggs until after kiTTYBooSwagg was forced to lay their own eggs. So great value out of that. And they're just gonna go for it, just getting rid of more food probably.
Yeah, they must be thinking, and I think it makes sense, right? You figure you're just laying eggs is not great for you, right?
Yeah.
Drawing cards also not a great action, so probably you're gonna take some extra food actions. That's fine. Nice little tray there with that.
Nice. Yeah.
That naughty, maybe even that minor.
The minor, you are card neutral if you pick up the minor, and you're already giving away eggs. I don't know what I think about the minor. Although, yeah, I think they have the bonus card for omnivore, right?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think what it does is it saves you egg actions, right? Because either way, whether you lay eggs or you play on the minor, in either scenario, you're giving an egg to an opponent, and actually by laying eggs, you're giving 2 eggs to your opponent with the golden eye. So
yeah,
Yeah, you are
That's true.
card neutral, but it's and I know I'm with you where I have that same kind of instinct of like feeling like I need to use a power every time for it to be valuable. Really, you don't, right? So as long as they're getting a few tucks, a few activations under that minor, then it's definitely going to be worth it for them.
Yeah. And yeah, I definitely kind of overlooked that. I think you're totally right. I think too defensively sometimes. Okay, we've got Grasslands Expert and Tucked Powers, which there's a couple great Tuck Powers, including that Black Naughty, I think is a Tuck Power bird.
Yeah,
So at 11 point.
as is the minor, right? So now the minor
Yeah.
already doing is a 7-point
Oh
bird.
wow. Yeah, that's an easy. What a pickup. Okay, so now they have, not only are they card neutral, but they have eggs. They can reset the tray every turn and hopefully get some bird to keep some cup nest to keep their neutrality on their card count. That is a killer. That's a killer setup that's coming. And it seems like their card access has won out. And they have so many bangers to play in their hand. And kiTTYBooSwagg is struggling a little bit on finding like some serious cohesive direction other than gain food and put it on their agent collar dove. So
Yeah, I mean they don't seem to be picking up much for for the bombs that you're looking for at this point, right? Um so yeah, kind of a tough spot. And the thing with it's like, okay, Cloud's got 8 turns left. They're going to play the minor. They're going to activate their forest a few times, lay eggs probably once, maybe twice, just for that last EOR. But then, yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful setup. And, it's funny you talk about being card neutral. Well, that'll help with that, too. Now you get a bonus card, pick up an extra card to tuck through the
oh
minor
yeah.
with that turtle dove. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, this is really nice.
And they have enough eggs to get it down. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. So it seems like we're just doing a little more digging for kiTTYBooSwagg. Great pickup. Yeah. And that Vireo will also help max out this habitat with there we go. Max out their forest habitat, get as much food as possible. So wow. Going into the final round, or the end of round for round 3, we're looking at birds with no eggs. And man, that's a lot of white powers in that habitat. It's a lot of white powers.
Almost time for the 4th round stretch. Oh, okay. I was like, what is a 4th round stretch? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it was our equivalent of the 7th inning stretch.
Right. Yeah. I was like, I know the 7th inning stretch. What's that? Well, but see, it's Flan saying it, right? So I'm thinking, is this a soccer term or what the cricket? I don't watch a lot of cricket, right? I know many people in the world do, but maybe that's a cricket thing. I don't know. Rugby.
Well,
what else?
I'm surprised our crowd isn't up in arms for how few baseball references we've given them so far.
Well, Flan's got him covered, and he basically, I mean, of all the people to drop a Ricky Henderson reference, how is Flan the guy who gets that, right?
Yeah, more baseball puns. Well, we need to have a guest return of Flan because I don't even know who Ricky Henderson is. I'm not the guy to be commentating Major League Wingspan, apparently. I know so little about baseball. So,
oh yeah, Ricky Henderson. I know he played for like 12 teams and stole about 43,000 bases. That's what I know about Ricky Henderson. I think he was like 45 or 46 or something when he retired. Like,
wow.
Yeah, that's what I know about Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson is like the Gordie Howe of baseball.
Well, I don't know who Gordie Howe is either. I'm not your
Okay.
sportsman. I'm your Wingspan man. Okay.
All right. Like, you know what? You are in the right place, good sir.
Yeah.
Gordie Howe played
Um,
hockey until he was 105. That's, he was collecting social security checks. Actually, I'm not even sure he was American. He may have been Canadian, but uh, collecting some kind of social insurance check and and playing
oh,
hockey. So
impressive. Oh, did the Bustard came up and the Dove, so that's gonna maintain even more card neutrality. Um,
mhm.
just barely hanging on. Although I wonder if they do need to take a gain, a draw cards action. I'm not sure if it's maybe I don't know. I don't know if Cloud needs to take a draw cards action, but they seem to be running on all four cylinders. Oh crap, that's a car reference, baseball reference. They seem to be, I don't know.
Bringing the heat.
Yeah, yeah. I've got nothing on the baseball reference. I need some help here. Yeah.
That's
Um,
that's all I got. I don't know. I was
yeah.
sorry. I was distracted. I'm trying to follow the chat here with the Montreal Expo. I think Tom Brady was drafted by the Montreal Expos, if I'm not mistaken. How's
Really?
that for trivia? If I'm right on that, then they're dialed in the strike zone. Okay.
Yeah. Dialed in the strike zone. Yep. And they miss. They threw a, I'm not even gonna try. They missed on their pickup for the Lyrebird copying the Wagtail. Regardless though, it seems like what an interesting habitat that kiTTYBooSwagg has. All white powers in their forest with a white wagtail, Willy Wagtail. That's a very unique setup. Getting food, maybe getting a card, and yeah, very interesting. So they did skip
Some
the.
accidental behaviorist going.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. It's a pretty board. I mean, kiTTYBooSwagg does have a very nice set of bonus cards here. That's why the Kingfisher was grabbed. Was for the fishery manager. Now I get it. Now I get it. That was like an aha moment from 20 minutes ago.
Hmm.
Um, and unfortunately, a pretty poor pickup. But even with a poor pickup and a 0 point bonus card, we're having Tuck powers, Tuck omnivore powers coming up again with the ring build goal, and more importantly, you're getting a card that feeds your little engine going here. Feeds your
Amazing.
player lineup, not your engine. We don't need more car references here. Baseball only.
I'm
Yeah.
sensing some kind of subconscious guilt or embarrassment or something. Like, hey man, it's okay that you don't have a lot of baseball references to make. That's, I want you to know that you are still a wonderful and valued human being.
Oh, thank you. That means so much.
Okay, so I was right about Tom Brady. Yeah, actually, I'm looking it up here. Brady was drafted by the Expos
Yeah, the
in
chat's
the
got you, by the
18th
way.
round with the 507th overall pick. He was drafted as a catcher. Brady chose to pursue football instead. Yeah, good career move.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think if you're that talented to be drafted into baseball and then just walk over into football and become like an absolute legend goat. I do know who Tom Brady is, by the way.
Okay,
So
yeah, I
there's that.
was I wasn't gonna say anything, but
Yeah, and Flan's helping us out with a poll here. Thank you. Helping us out with baseball puns in the chat and polls. Yeah, it does feel like oh, Cloud's taking a step back, but I thought they didn't let you do this anymore. It wasn't letting me do this when I tried to go back. Yeah,
although,
maybe I
Brady, I mean, Tom Brady's kind of everywhere now, right? He's like, Taylor Swift or clinical depression. It's just all over the place.
yeah.
So,
Um so pretty much we have a pretty crazy engine compared to I'll just say a cohesive engine with Cloud versus a ton of bonus card plays. Like there's a lot of white powers. There's a lot going on with kiTTYBooSwagg. I think they are a little overrepresented on the cards in their hand. That would have been a lot nicer as resources. They're also totally out of eggs. Oh, they have one egg now. But I think not having any helpful egg brown power is kind of throttled their potential here. They skipped on a card that I think was a mistake a little bit earlier, where they could have picked up the it's some kind of Oceania card that lets you lay all the eggs in your grasslands. It costs 2 bugs, has a cup nest, and I'm blanking on the name because it's gone now. But that would have been so helpful for kiTTYBooSwagg to get their get a little bit more egg power as the game went along.
Oh, I think it's called the Aussie
Woodsplaw.
giant spider rocker.
Oh, the Aussie giant spider hopper. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's actually, you know what? They didn't release it in this one, but I think it's coming in the Oceania 2 expansion with Wingspan. So.
The giant spider hopper. I like it.
Yeah. So we are getting a final lay eggs action to hit this end of round.
Yes.
I think both players have a load of cup nests to choose from, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Cloud, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5. But the Chimney Swift is getting utility once again, like we mentioned. Our underdog. You know, the Chimney Swift is like Tom Brady getting drafted onto the Montreal Expos. It's going to make a career shift and is going to be, you know, a legend in the future. You just wait for it. You just wait for it. So, we're getting, I guess, which one's better here? A 4-point, it's got to be you at least get an egg, right? So it's like 4 points guaranteed with the crow. Because, you know, you lose 2 eggs, but you get 2 points. But it's got to be worth it to grab a bonus card here and an egg at the very least.
Oh, hi.
There you go. There you go.
Jardinero, dude, of course. It's the Jardinero Silvestre. I mean...
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And an egg.
Exactly what you were hoping for.
I kind of consider a blank single bonus card from the Bustard or the Dove to be just like 3 points on average. And the first one was a dud. The second one was 7 points. So we got our 3 points on average. Cloud with a lead on bird points. Neck and neck. Oh, still with the lead with bonuses. Yeah, they hit those bonuses pretty hard. Neck and neck with end of round. Eggs pulling ahead. Still fairly close, but I think, wow. Yeah, all that, a very close game. Only 7-point difference. Congrats to both players.
Yeah, fun one. And you know, I have a confession. I didn't think it was going to be that close. So kudos to you know, Kitty for putting up a strong performance against what developed into a really strong forest. So
yeah, I think their bonus cards definitely carried them. Their Nectar game carried them. I didn't really notice that Cloud was so behind on Nectar because that closed the gap a lot. I'd echo the sentiments. I was not expecting such a high score. I mean, they're very well played by both players, and especially to get 117 out of what felt like a very much of a struggle early game, mid game for Kitty. Very impressive.